Good day everyone, I'm Ivan, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone to today's webinar 2026 MPFS Final Rule Reimbursement Updates. I want to introduce our presenter for today, Tony L. Holmes. Tony L. Holmes, CCS, CPC, CPMA, CRC, AHIMA approved ICD-10-CM, PCS trainer, is an internationally known speaker and recognized subject matter expert on medical coding, reimbursement, compliance, and revenue cycle management. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Tony.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and thank you to all of our attendees that are live with us today, and for any that are listening on the playback. I'm so excited to be talking to you today about the 2026 Medicare Physician Fee Schedule reimbursement updates. As our moderator mentioned, my name is Tony L. Holmes, and I'll be your presenter for today's session. We're going to be talking about the updates, but this session is really about strategy and not about memorizing the MPFS updates. So we're really going to dig into the conversion factors, what those changes mean for organizations, strategies that you can utilize to identify the financial impact, which in my opinion is not going to be realized until the end of this first quarter. And it's going to be painful when providers are seeing reduced RVUs, reduced compensation. And so it's better that we get ahead of those things sooner rather than later. We're also going to talk about telehealth. We're going to talk about supervision requirements and some concerns I have about documentation that I'm currently seeing in audits and investigations that can be a little suspect. And so if I can share those stories with you and they can hopefully help you make sure that your documentation supports everything and is up to the audit standard or the audit test, then it's valuable. We're also going to be talking about some key high-risk compliance areas for 2026. We are March 3rd, 2026. We are basically 2 months into the MPFS updates. This is a structural policy shift, not just a rate change. Financial forecasting. So again, making sure that you're getting ahead of some of these financial modeling issues and things that are going to come up. So time services generally are exempt from any of the efficiency reductions. There were also changes to indirect practice expense RVU allocations based on site of service. Let's talk a little bit about telehealth. So with telehealth, we basically saw new services were added to the Medicare approved telehealth list of services. Another change is new telehealth codes do not require the 2-year provisional status. Another change is ASP calculation. So Medicare has basically changed or clarified for certain drugs that were sold at a maximum fair price or MFP. Those units must be included in any average sales price calculations. Another really big area of concern right now in the fraud, waste, and abuse space is skin substitutes, and it's just been an absolute madhouse with the amount of vendors and companies that are now specializing in these non-biologic skin substitutes. We also saw quite a bit of changes to quality payment programs. So providers must re-examine how quality reporting, cost measures, and value-based care structures intersect with reimbursement. High-risk compliance areas, financial mappings. Final rule this year is essentially a mix of macro increases and micro cuts. So you really want to get ahead of these things. CMS is basically doubling down on smarter workflows, clearer documentation, and stronger oversight across every care setting. Compliance is your advantage, so when the rules change, the organization can adapt first to ensure you're protecting revenue, defending every dollar, and really delivering care without the fear of what is coming, because you know what you're billing, you're entitled to get paid for, and you have documentation to support it. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. I hope that this has been valuable. If you think of a question after our session today, or if anything I said didn't make sense, just reach out and I'll be happy to clarify or answer your question. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tony. That concludes the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating. You may all disconnect now and have a great day ahead. Bye.